Okay, in this lecture we are going to start with integrating PayPal payment system for our application. Before you can do that, you will need to have a PayPal account. So if you don't have, register with PayPal, and if you do have one, you can head to developer.paypal.com and then you can log in with your account and it will take you to this area. Maybe it will take you to the dashboard or just PayPal developer where we are here. From here, you can go to your dashboard and under my apps and credentials, here if you are the first time here, you will not have any application. So you can click create app. And once you create, you can add your Sandbox business account, the application name. In my case, I have already created the account. This one you can just leave as it is. So you just give an application name here. I have created this application and it's called Market Dev. And if you click on that after you create the application, it will take you to the area where these credentials are for using the API. What we are interested in is this Sandbox account and client ID. So we need these two. This is basically your email with some extra information in it, and this is the API client ID that we are going to use to connect to our PayPal payment system. Right now this is in Sandbox, so the payment will be shown like you are doing the payment. I will demonstrate it on an iPhone later on. But in reality, there is no payment going through. You need to have a contract with PayPal to start real payments. Underneath, whatever it is, we're not going to touch anything for purpose of our lecture. We're just going to grab these two information. Just make sure you copy this. The secret here, you don't have to check it out. So we are going to use the client ID and Sandbox. Make sure you are using your own one because this will not be working with you for you. All right, and as soon as you have this, we can head back to our Xcode. Go to your app delegate. We have already installed our PayPal iOS SDK. You can check it out in our pod files. So we have it ready. The only thing we need to initialize this as soon as we start our application. This is why we are moving to our appdelegate.swift file and did finish launching with options. Here we are initializing our firebase, and underneath we are going to initialize our PayPal. So let's go at the bottom here. I'm going to put mark PayPal. And here I'm going to create a function and call this initialize PayPal. And here we are going to call our PayPal. And one thing is missing because it doesn't autocomplete, and the reason is that the PayPal is written in Objective-C and not in Swift. And in order for us to use the PayPal in Swift, we're going to create a bridging header file. So in order to create a bridging header file, there are two ways. The easiest one is just go select any file you have, Command N to create a new file, and we are going to create an Objective-C file. And click create, click next, give it, let's say, extension to NS object, and the file name, just put anything. Click next and click create. And now the Xcode would say, would you like to configure an Objective-C bridging header? And we are going to say create the bridging header file, because Xcode detects that we want to create an Objective-C file, and in order for that to work with our application, we are going to have a bridging header, which basically links the Objective-C code with our Swift language. So let's click create bridging header, and now you will see that the file you just created, Object-C, and then the file name .h, which is basically, we are not going to use it, so I can click it and I can hit delete and move to trash. And then we have another file. It's called your application name that slash bridging header dot age. So whatever we do in this file, this is going to link it to our Xcode, Objective-C and Swift file. This was set up by Xcode for us, which is the easiest way. Another way is if you go to build settings, find here bridging header, you will see that Swift compiler general Objective-C bridging header, and the file here, it says that market, and this is the path to our bridging header file. So we have our market, then we have main views where my bridging header is, and then we have the file name. So if you don't have this bridging header file location correctly, it will not work. The other option to create a bridging header is just Command N, and here you will create a header file. And once you create it, you will have to come here and manually input the location of your bridging header file. Otherwise, the Xcode will not recognize it as a bridging header. I would suggest you do this automatic way so Xcode will take care of the rest for you. Once you have the bridging header file, let me just open it. Basically, what we are going to do in our bridging header is to import a file of our PayPal mobile. So in our Swift language, when we want to import something, let's say here it says import UI kit, but whenever something is written in Objective-C, in order to import it, the code is a little bit different and we need to write it in a bridging header file. So we put a £, import, and then we need to say what file we want to import. And we want to import PayPal mobile.age. And you may say where this file is located. If we go to pods, open our PayPal iOS SDK core, and the file is here, PayPal mobile age. So by importing this file, you see the PayPal mobile age is importing other components of the PayPal SDK, and it will allow us to, by importing just one file, to get access to the PayPal iOS SDK, which is written in Objective-C. And now if I build my application, this will take a few seconds because we are integrating bridging header. And once it's done, we can now integrate our PayPal. So the autocomplete here should work if your bridging header is set up correctly. So we say PayPal mobile. Now you see the autocompletion start working. And then I will say initialize. And we need with client IDs and environments. Here we have any hashable and any, which is a dictionary. So if I hit enter on it, we are going to input two things here. First is PayPal environment production. So we say PayPal environment production. I'm using production, you can use sandbox as well, but I'm using production just to make our application ready for launch. And the value of this is going to be our key, our ID, which is given by our PayPal API here. So you copy this, you come and you paste it here, and then we say comma because we need to put another key value. And the second key is PayPal environment, and we need the sandbox. And here we are going to put our sandbox account. So just copy paste and paste it here. And that's it. So this function will initialize our PayPal. The only thing left is we have to call this function in our did finish launching with option. So we say initialize PayPal. And once our application is started, our PayPal will be initialized and we can use this in our basket in order to complete our checkout.